So it's indeed a trinomial, but is it in descending order? I have to go through the strategy step. No.
R squared should be in front.
Yes, r squared minus r minus 42. Now this is in descending order. Greatest common factor? No. Negative leading coefficient? No. Special product? No. Because this is not a perfect square. This is, but this isn't. And it's furthermore is negative. So 1 is the leading coefficient, so I got to the same strategy, the same steps. I have to find two numbers whose product must be and whose sum must be. Can anyone tell us what is the product and what is the sum for this particular problem?
-7 plus 6.
So the product is, first of all, for everyone to see,
Negative?
the product.
Oh, -42.
Negative 42. And the sum?
-1.
Negative 1. Excellent. So the thinking process, again, starts with the product. The product is negative. That's easy, meaning definitely a positive and a negative. And since the sum is negative, this has to be more powerful. So now, you already said it, Rachel, if you want to say it again.
-7 plus 6.
Exactly. When we add those up, when we multiply them, so now we have the factored form. Can anyone tell us what is the factored form?
R minus 7, R plus 6.
Very good. R minus 7, R plus 6. It takes 5 seconds to verify. It doesn't matter, the order is not important. You can write R plus 6 and R minus 7, or R minus 7 times R plus 6. Very good. 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 Same thing. Same thing. Same thing. Okay, same thing. Please stop me if you want to work on any of these problems. Let's work on this one. So we have 2x squared plus 2x minus 40. First, we have to identify what it is. Binomial, trinomial, or polynomial, because the strategy is different. For binomial, say it again.
Trinomial.
Very good, excellent. Greatest common factor? To all, yes. Now, since we started with 3 terms, we have to have 3 terms in parentheses, no matter what.
X squared plus x minus 20.
Very good. Special product? No, because this is not a perfect square. 1 is the leading coefficient. So we are back to the same strategy as before, the previous example. So we want to determine 2 numbers whose product is and whose sum is.
-20 and then plus 5 minus 4.
Yes, so, and the sum is positive 1. Is this number in front of x, and that never changes. So since the product thinking process looks at, we have to look at the product first. So we have a positive and a negative. And the positive has to overtake the negative because the sum is positive. And yes, as Rachel said, is positive 5 and negative 4. When we multiply them, we get negative 20. When we add them, we get positive 1. So now we are ready to factor. 2 stays outside. Can anyone give us the factored form of x squared plus x minus 20? Can anyone give us the factor form of x squared plus x minus 20 so I can put it here?
I'm not in the room, but it's x plus 5, x minus 4.
Very good. Exactly what we just determined. X plus 5 times x minus 4. Very good. Moving on. Good. Here's another one that we want to look at. Any questions, anybody, please? So I'm going to change z into x because it's easier for me. So 2x squared plus x to the third minus 8x. They're asking us to factor completely. So first we have to identify what it is. Binomial, trinomial, or polynomial. Anybody, please? Binomial, trinomial, or polynomial? If we cannot identify it correctly, we are in trouble. Yes. Anybody, please? Binomial, trinomial, or polynomial? So we know what to do. I couldn't hear you, Jara. I'm so sorry. You.
Trinomial?
Yes, very good. Yes, perfect. It's a trinomial, descending order. Anybody? Is this in descending order? If it is, I can continue. If it isn't, I have to rearrange it. Is it in descending order? Yes or no? Can anybody tell us whether it's in descending order or not?
No.
No, it's not. Correct. So x to the third has to be first. 2x squared minus 8x. Excellent. Good. Now it's in descending order. Greatest common factor. Do these three terms have a common factor? Because if they do, I have to pull it out. That's mandatory first step.
X.
Yes, excellent. X is a common factor. We started with three terms. We have to have three terms in parentheses. So what do we have in parentheses? Can anyone tell us those three terms that we have to write in parentheses, please?
Would it be 2x plus?
You mean x squared. Copy the base, add the exponents. Plus 2x, correct?
Minus 8.
Minus 8. Awesome. Now I have to, the strategy, remember, the strategy is asking us to go through the special products. So greatest common factor, negative leading coefficient, special products. I have to look at the special products first and then the next strategy in line. But this is not a perfect square. So no special product. So therefore, I'm trying now to find two numbers whose product is and whose sum is. Can anyone try? What is the product? What is the sum? And then we'll analyze and see how we proceed. But first, we have to identify the product and the sum. Can anyone identify the product for us and the sum? Please, anybody? Can anyone tell us what is the product and what is the sum of the numbers we are looking for? Those numbers will help us factor.
-8 plus 2.
Negative 8 from here and positive 2 from here. Very
Should be
good.
4 times minus 2.
So because the product is negative, we expect a positive and a negative, and 4 and 2. When we multiply them, we get this. When we add them, we get this. So now we have x, and how do we factor the rest? That's why we found these numbers, to use them now.
X plus 4, x minus 2.
Indeed, x plus 4, x minus 2. Remember, it takes 5 seconds to go back and check. Multiply these first to get this, and then distribute x. Do not distribute x, and you don't distribute to both factors, please. Multiply these two, and at the very end, distribute x. Okay, so let's look at the next problem. Here it is. Negative x squared minus 10x minus 25. First, we have to identify what it is. Binomial, trinomial, or polynomial?
A trinomial with a
Trinomial.
negative 1 in front.
Yes, so we have to factor that out, and there is no other greatest common factor. Excellent. What is left in parentheses?
Everything's positive.
Indeed, so x squared plus 10x plus 25. The strategy is asking me to check the special products. At this point, I must check the why? Because this is indeed a perfect square, and this is indeed a perfect square. So my assumption here is x plus 5, everything squared. Is it true? I don't know, because I haven't checked the middle term yet. As a matter of fact, I didn't even look at it. I didn't even take it into account. I only looked here and here, and I said, okay, it must be a perfect square, but it may or may not. I don't know yet. So what is the middle term here? 2 from the formula times the first times the second. What does this equal to? What does,
X.
yes. If this is again the same thing with 10x, then I'll say yes. If this is not the same with 10x, I'll say no, no, and I'll start from scratch. Ah, look at that. So I'll say yes. This is the factored form. This trinomial factors into this. It has 3 factors. Negative 1 is a factor, x plus 5 is a factor, and another x plus 5. Good. Moving on. Okay, same thing, just a little bit more. Okay, we had a similar situation with this. Okay, this is the same. They're just asking us to see, is this correct, is this correct, is that correct? Okay, the same thing. Okay, just they're putting them in boxes. Okay. Just want to continue, and let's see if, let me know if we need to look at something like this. The perimeter means distance around. Write the perimeter of the rectangle to the right as a simplified polynomial. Then factor the polynomial. Please let me know if we want to work on this problem. Let's see what else is there. There are 4 more left, 5 more left. So we come back. This is 36. This is 37, the same idea with a shaded area. Evaluate for this. Okay, so I think we should evaluate 38. Let's look at 38 first. Would you like to go back to either 36 or 37? Let me ask you that. Okay, so for x squared minus 16x plus 15, they're asking us to evaluate it with 15 and with 1. So please remember that you also have an option with the calculator to check your answer, and you should always do that. So when I have 15, then this will change into 15 squared minus 16 times 15 plus 15. And when I have 1, I have 1 squared minus 16 times 1 plus 15. And this is very simple because this is 16 minus 16, which is 0. Now, and of course, I will calculate this. Let me show you again how to check. And this is very important to understand and use it moving forward. In y equals, so I recorded this and I posted it. So in y equals, I enter the function as is. This is the variable right here next to alpha. This is the squared. And then minus 16x. And then plus 15. Remember what we did. Make sure that you look at second and table set. And make sure that the independent variable, just the independent, is in the ask mode. So then we go to second and table, and you plug in the numbers you want. All I want is 15. Okay, and enter. And I'm going to plug in 1. I know the answer is 0. Oh, okay. It's 0 for both. So when we evaluated the polynomial for x equals 15, we got 0. And also for x equals 1, we got 0, which means that this polynomial must be factorable into x minus 1 and x minus 15. This is a theorem that you will discuss again in pre-calculus. It's called the remainder and the factor theorem. It's basically 2 theorems. The remainder theorem and the factor theorem. Okay, good, moving on. Let's see. Okay. So here we're asked to find certain constants. If you would like us to work on any of these problems, let me know. So the last 5, 6 problems, they're asking us to find such and such constant so that the polynomial is factorable. Is there something we want to look at, or we continue? I'd like to get to applications. The only application we discuss in this module. So this was 6.2. I don't know what happened to my... Okay, got out of there. 6.2, so let's continue with 6.3. Okay, more about factoring trinomials. Let's review that. Good. Okay, I'm on page 7. So remember 6.1, 6.2 have to be completed immediately. Our test is a week from today. Okay, so this is just factor by grouping. Okay. So 3x squared minus 6x plus x minus 2. We already done this type of exercise, but one word is going to be fine. Okay, first I have to identify the type of polynomial. Can anyone identify the polynomial for us? Binomial, trinomial, polynomial. Binomial, polynomial. Binomial, trinomial, polynomial.
Polynomial?
Yes, indeed, it's a polynomial. Descending order, yes. Greatest common factor, none. Negative leading coefficient, no. So I know I only have one chance here. One option.
Three x.
Very good. What is left in parentheses?
X minus 2.
Do not uncover. Do not uncover before you write x minus 2. Now remember, if you change this into a product, meaning if you forget the sign, you're not going to be able to factor. So now we need a sign and a factor.
+1.
Plus 1. Although we don't write the 1, I want you to remember it's there. And now we have to factor out the greatest common factor of these two terms, which is,
X minus 2,
In-
3x plus 1.
indeed. When you move on to the next class, if I don't teach that class and the professor says 3x plus 1 times x minus 2 is the same thing. Some people, for some reason, put this behind. I really think it's the common factor. You have to pull it out first. But it doesn't matter because they are the same. Okay, so, okay. Good. So let's take a look at this one. So this is 7x squared plus 48x minus 7. Okay. We need to start by identifying what it is. We can move on. We need to know which strategy we need to apply and which category this fits in. And it can only fit in a binomial, trinomial, or polynomial. That's all we have.